Hello? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the participants are here. I am sure everyone can hear me. Right, so guys, we will be beginning in the next minute. Guys, are we ready? Team, ready? Okay, so we are ready and we will be beginning. Right, okay, and so I hear we are live on YouTube as well. Right? Okay, so first time YouTube live, Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the grand finale of the Mortgage Masterminds. Right. So, we have 4 teams here who have come, from different parts of the country. We have had multiple rounds, and now we have 4 teams, who are really charged up for the finale, right? Okay, right. So just some points, I would like to mention, before we actually move on to the introduction of the teams, if we see, if we can move the camera over here, the context of, ICICI HFC has always been Saksham. Saksham, which means to be capable, being capable, right? ICICI Home Finance as an institution, as an organization, has always believed, in the power of knowledge and learning. With that, let's move on. Let's get the play started, and let's start the event by the message by our very own CHRO, Mr. Ashish Kakkar.
Hi, I'm here to talk about learning. Well, learning is something that all... Hi, I'm here to talk about learning. Well, learning is something that all of us have been exposed to since the time we landed on this earth. Starting with our parents, then our school teachers, college teachers, and the managers that we have worked with. Along with managers, the ecosystem that we have worked in makes a great difference to our learning. Learning is something that differentiates us from the rest. At ICICI HFC, we embrace Saksham as a methodology for all our learning engagements. If some of you recall, when we started this organization about 4.5 years back, the biggest challenge in front of us was how to get the organization aligned and assimilated to a common goal. And that is where came the genesis of Saksham. And our first programs, which were more focused towards assimilation and getting all of us aligned, were in the right direction. After that, we have slowly moved into functional learnings and a little bit of behavioral learnings. As the organization stands today, one of our biggest challenges is that how do we provide professional growth to our employees? And we believe learning, as visualized by Saksham in ICICI HFC, is the real differentiator that can help all of us become better professionals. So I'm going to give you a couple of principles about Saksham here. Our Saksham charter is built on 2 premises. One, it is open to all. It is not something which is limited to a few. So if you want to learn anything, whatever is available in the platform is available to all. Second, we will try to customize these learning interventions to individuals rather than as a group. Now, this is not an easy task. This is where all of us will have a role to play. And the Learning Fest that we have just launched and we are concluding today is a reflection of all the actions that have happened and will happen in the times to come. So, giving you a few points that are important. One, we are going to celebrate not only the learners, but the coaches. And that is where the whole idea of a Saksham score came about. And we are happy to inform you that soon we'll be operationalizing this Saksham score, which each of you and each of us will have. And that will tell us how well are we on the learning path for our own professional development. The second, usage of platforms a lot more will happen. So you will see learning being recognized on our HRIS #Sampark much more as we go forward. Also, it is a moment for us to adapt to the current context of the organization. As has been talked about, this is the time for us to make our investments work. And we saw in the quarter of last year that we are on the right path. And now it's time that Saksham plays a collaborative role in business growth. So a lot of our actions will be tuned towards improving the business outputs that all of us are responsible for. Learning is a continuous journey. It is not going to be added at the end of the year assessment. This is something that we firmly believe and can form as the method to talk about our organization in the larger ecosystem beyond ICICI HFC. I request all of you to keep your personal learnings up, get yourself better trained, better equipped, so that you can do much more in your life and not limited to what you do at ICICI HFC. ICICI HFC firmly believes that learning is something that we will give to you. Learning and how our employees grow is a reflection of an engaged employee. And that is going to be our biggest arrowhead in our employee engagement programs, learning and your professional development. So I request all of you to continue this journey and not limited ourselves to a learning fest of 1 week, but continue this journey in our own professional growth and leading to better business outputs for ICICI HFC. I thank you all for participating in the journey, and I really look forward to all of you taking it to the next level. Thank you so much. One important aspect that all of us struggle with is learning really important. When I've spoken to leaders, and I'm talking about business leaders around, they feel this is the biggest challenge that their organizations face today. And that is why it is important to really take this with the full might of the organization. All of us are roughly going to have a career of 30-35 years. And we cannot sit on what we learned in the college or in our classrooms. We have to keep ourselves upskilled with a lot of things that are changing in the ecosystem that we work with. So that is where business leaders have always strengthened the whole learning platform in ICICI HFC. And it's important that we see learning in collaboration with the business outputs that ICICI HFC stands for. Hi, I'm here to talk about learning. Well, learning is something that all of us have been exposed to.
Check. Thank you so much for the wonderful message, Ashish. So I remember Buddha when he once said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? And that is one philosophy which we follow here at ICICI HFC. When we say Saksham, we want each and every employee to be more learned, be more trained, and the tagline which we have, journey towards excellence, right? And there's a reason why we call it journey, and there's a reason why we have these 4 teams here, because learning is not a one-day exercise. We cannot sit with all the books one day and, expect us to be learned. Learning is a continuous exercise. It has to happen every single day, right? With that, I would like to introduce you to my co-host for the afternoon, Ms. Suhas.
Hi everyone. I hope you all are as excited as we are and the teams for the final round of Mortgage Mastermind. So before we move on to the questions and the various rounds that we have planned for today, I would like to give you a brief about what Mortgage Mastermind quiz is, how it started. So the whole thing started with an idea in our minds that we wanted to do something which would be fun, which would be engaging, which would make the teams want to learn more and enhance their knowledge. With that thought in mind, we came up with the idea of Mortgage Mastermind quiz. After multiple rounds of discussions, brainstorming, we finalized on the structure of the quiz, how the entire quiz will be planned out, what will be the different rounds, how many questions in every round, how will we conduct the rounds, and that's how it came into its present structure. We started the quiz with 120 nominations from 120 teams across various locations. We got nominations from various enabling teams, branches, and we got highest nominations from APT zone, with around 15 nominations from one zone. We got a lot of nominations from operations team. And we began with 120 teams. In the first round, we asked them 40 questions, and they had 20 minutes to answer the questions. So it was all about time. They had to be very quick while answering the questions. First round, which was held on Zinglearn. After that, 20 teams qualified for the second round. So we started with 120. By the time we reached second round, we had 20 teams. The 20 teams then had to appear for the second round. In the second round, again, they had to appear for the quiz on Zinglearn with their videos on. So all the team members had to be at one place with their videos on and answer the questions while we were watching them. So in the second round, again, the teams did really well. And the second round was very difficult. The level of questions, the difficulty level was much higher in the second round. And you can make it out based on the scores. So first round, the highest score was 40 on 40. While when we moved to the second round, the highest score was 27 out of 40. So you can imagine how difficult the second level was. These teams are the ones who did really well in the second round and have reached here for the final round of Mortgage Mastermind quiz. Today, we'll be having 4 different rounds with them. And after the third round, the top 2 teams will move to the final round. And then we'll know who the winners are of this entire activity of Mortgage Mastermind quiz. So with that, are you all ready? Yes. I can't hear a loud one. Are you all ready? Yes. And you all can also win prizes. We have some prizes for the audience as well. In case the teams are not able to answer, you will have a chance to answer the questions and win some rewards. So let's start. Now we'll start with the first round. First round will have 8 questions. Each team will get 2 questions to answer one by one. Time given for answering the questions is 30 seconds. It will be, the team there at the back end will let you know when the 30 seconds are about to get over. So you can read the question on your screens. They'll be displayed here. I'll also be reading the question. Every question will have 4 options, 1 correct answer. You need to, before the 30 seconds get over, you need to tell us what your answer is. For every correct answer, you get 20 points. Are the rules clear? Any doubts, any questions on the rules? 20 points for correct answers, 30 seconds for answering the questions. Shall we start?
Okay. So
are the teams ready?
So I'm sure everyone is clear of the questions. Negative marking. So do we have negative markings here?
No, for the first round, there's no negative marking. So you can take your chances.
Okay, superb. So with Suhas, why don't we actually hear from the teams themselves before we actually begin?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Right. So why don't we have the teams' introductions? So should we introduce the teams or should the teams introduce themselves? I guess the teams should introduce themselves, right? So we'll begin from my left. Team?
Puneri Yodha.
Puneri Yodha. Okay, Puneri Yodha. So who's the captain in Puneri Yodha?
Myself,
okay.
Nitin Munde is the captain.
Right. So Nitin, why don't you stand up and perhaps you can speak in the mic as well, and why don't you introduce your team to all the participants, all the the audience over here, audience online.
Good evening all. Myself, Nitin Munde, I am the captain of Puneri team, Puneri Yodha. We are from Pune main branch. So my left hand side we have Mr. Pankaj Kasar, who is a team leader in my branch, who has got almost more than 5 years of experience and about 15 months of experience in same organization with us. He got promoted within just 9 months time as a team leader. So with his spirit and kind of orientation towards the business, he got this achievement. On my right hand side, we have Ishwar Bhausar, who is a TPM in my branch, who is a master of underwriting, and the kind of underwriting he does in my branch, many of the cases where we could have been met with wrong sourcing, but because of his underwriting skill, we could able to generate good amount of business. So on the extreme right hand side, we have Mallari Raut, who is a MDS in my branch. His vintage in the organization is more than 4 years. He is a master of FTR and policy. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Puneri Yodhas. I am sure, you will be performing very well. Best of luck to the Puneri Yodhas. Right? A big round of applause for the Puneri Yodhas, please. Okay, so we'll move on to the... So who's the captain in...
Captain is Mr. Ramakrishna, but he is suffering
Ramakrishna, why don't you introduce your team?
he is suffering from some throat
Okay, no
infection.
worries. Yes. You can please start. Yes, please introduce your team.
Good evening all my companions. He is Talari Ramakrishna. He is a dynamic guy. Within a year he is promoted as a team leader and he will bring very good quality of profiles. Rejection ratio is just 20%. Approval ratio is 80% of his files. And he is Mr. Anil Kumar. Actually he was a CSA, converted as a MDS. Even though he don't have any sales experience, still he is achieving SPLPF from last 2 months. And he is Mr. Shivaram. At the age of 22, he is appointed as a salesman at ICICI HFC. And he is very genuine guy. Wherever the RP is discussing about any fraud file, he himself genuinely reject and he will block his code. And myself, Ravi, TPM Karnool branch. I got a highest approval ratio in Pan India, 72%, and also I closed many files with pledge 7, means L2D in 7 days. And I'm till last month, I'm single-handedly deciding 50 files in a month. Thank you, sir.
Okay, super. And with the achievements that Shivram cited of his team, we have full confidence, that this team definitely will give a tough fight to rest of the 3 teams. With that, we'll move on to the Pune Warriors.
Hello everyone. We are Pune Warriors, and we are a group of leaders who believe in this thing that if we move together, then success will take its own course. So that is our team introduction. And of course, since we all are leaders, there's no captain, we all are leaders. So I am Hemchandra Sahu, Zonal Business Manager for South Maharashtra and Goa. And in ICICI HFC, it's almost 3 months for me. Before that, I have worked in this industry for almost 20 years. Yeah. So, Sushant.
Myself, Sushant Namjoshi. I am taking care of portfolio for South Maharashtra zone. And we started this journey to push our teams. And finally, we ourselves reached here as today. Yes, Nitin.
Hi, good evening all. This is Nitin Asbe, APM for South Maharashtra, and since last more than 3 years, I am with ICICI HFC, and yeah, thank you. Yes,
my name is Yashdeep Chavan. I'm Regional Technical Manager, South Maharashtra from Asset Valuation Team based in Pune. It's been around 1 month in ICICI HFC, and very excited for this competition. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, so I'll congratulate HR team for organizing this thing, and in fact, I'd like to share this thing that on behalf of our entire zone, people are really excited to see all these things. And in YouTube, absolutely, bolte na fort for dala. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, a big round of applause for the Pune Warriors, guys. Right, so we have no achievers, we have achievers, and we have experienced plus achievers here, right? With that, we'll move on to the 4th and the final team for the grand finale of Mortgage Masterminds. That is
Mumbai Mavericks.
Mavericks. Okay, so who's the captain at Mumbai Mavericks?
Myself.
Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself, please?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, myself, Manan Shah. Good to see you all. So I'll just have a formal introduction of my team. I, Shubham Arkal, Abhiruchi and Nitisha are from the same department, which is the internal audit department of ICICI Home Finance. We all look after various central operations, the branch audits and other support functions. Apart from this, I would like to say a few unique things about my team. So we do believe in gender equality. So we do have 2 female members in my team. Secondly, we are the youngest team member who have got qualified across all the locations and have made it to the finals. And third, but not the least, my team name stands Maverick, which means that is independent and of indifferent approach from others. And that's what we auditors do in our daily life. So thank you. This is it.
Okay, Suhas, so the tone is set. The participants are ready, and so are our viewers, both offline and online. So Suhas, why don't we begin with the first round?
The first round then, after that amazing introduction by all the teams who have qualified various levels and come till here, now we're all set to begin our first round of today's evening. So I'll once again repeat the rules. You get 30 seconds to answer the question. In case you do not answer in 30 seconds, your chance is gone. There's no negative marking, so you can still try even if you're not sure of the answers. You get 20 points for answering the questions correctly. The first set of questions will be from SPLB and VNB. I'm sure since you all are working in branches and the internal audit teams works with so many other departments, you would be having a fair bit of knowledge of SPLB and VNB. So we start with the first question. The first question will be for Puneri Yodhas. The team is ready. You'll also get to see the question on the screens in front of you, and I'll also be reading out the question. So the first question is, while calculating VNB, data matrix is booked under option A, fixed cost, option B, direct cost, option C, fee income, and option D, indirect cost.
Indirect cost.
Okay, so your answer is option D, indirect cost. Anyone in the audience would like to answer that? I can see few hands going up. We'll ask Priyanka. She was the first one to raise her hand. Yes, that's the correct answer, direct cost. So the team here loses few points. Next question is for the next team, Royal Professionals. Second question is, which of the following roles do not need to achieve minimum affordable target to qualify for SPLB? The options are Sales Manager iBank, Sales Manager Gold Loan, Senior Sales Manager, and all of the above. Read the question carefully. Do not need to achieve minimum target in the affordable segment. And your time has started.
Sales Manager iBank.
Okay, so your answer is option A, Sales Manager iBank. Anyone from the audience who would like to answer? No, not Priyanka again. I want someone else to answer because I know Priyanka has all the answers. Yes. Option B is the correct answer, Sales Manager Gold Loan. May I know your name? Okay, so Pradeep has given us the right answer from there and he gets a little reward from us. Okay, now moving on to Pune Warriors. Pune Warriors, listen to the question carefully. What is the formula for FD credit while calculating VNB of the branch? Total deposits of the month divided by FD credit percentage, total deposits of the month multiplied by TPI credit percentage, net deposit of the month multiplied by FD credit percentage, total deposits of the month multiplied by FD credit percentage. The time starts now.
C.
Okay, so the answer is option C, net deposits of the month multiplied by FD credit percentage. Anyone here who would like to answer the question? Is it a difficult one? Yes, I see a hand going up there. Yes, option D is the correct answer, total deposits of the month multiplied by FD credit percentage. And your name? So Sumit has given us the correct answer. Now the question for Mumbai Mavericks.
Yes.
Your question is, what is the percentage of gold loan disbursement considered while calculating VNB? 3%, 2.5%, 3.5%, 2.5%. Time starts now.
Option A, 3%.
And that's absolutely correct. So with that, we have Mumbai Mavericks getting 20 points in the first round. Now let's move on to the second round of questions. These questions would be based on key financial figures. We all went through the company performance and key matrix which were shared with us some time back. So these questions are based on that. Let's see how many of you can answer the questions correctly. Now, again, my first question is for Puneri Yodhas. Are you all ready?
Yes.
I can't hear. The answer is like to be really loud.
Hello.
Okay, so your question is, in last financial year's total disbursement, what percentage of disbursement value came from ICICI Bank channel? And the options are 7.6%, 8.6%, 12.8% and 6.5%. Is the timer running?
Option B.
Okay, so your answer is option B. Anyone from the audience who would like to answer that question? Anyone who would like to answer this question?
A.
Okay. Yes, that is the correct answer. The correct answer is 7.6%. We got highest value from the referral partner channel, which was about 42%. While from the ICICI Bank channel, we got 7.6% of the total disbursement value. So what's his name, Shilpa? So Mahesh has answered the question correctly. Let's have a round of applause for Mahesh. Okay. So my next question for Royal Professionals is, what was our total PAT in rupee crores in the last financial year? 180.5 crore, 190.6 crore, 164.2 crore or 140.8 crores? And your time is ticking.
Options not visible. Options not visible.
Options is 180.5 crore, 190.6, 164.2 and 140.7.
Option C.
The answer is option C, and that's the correct answer. Well done, team. Well done. Okay, with that we move on to next team, Pune Warriors. Pune Warriors, listen to the question. What is our goal on operating profit to loan book for FY23? And the options are 3.5%, 3%, 2.8% and 4%.
It's A.
Anyone from the audience would like to answer? They have answered. It is option A. Yes. D. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, Priyanka has just got up from her seat because she is so excited to answer this question. Anyone else? Yes, the correct option is option B. It is 3%. That is our goal for operating profit to loan book for the next financial year. Okay, Mumbai Mavericks, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Next question for Mumbai Mavericks. What is our goal for profit after tax for financial year 23? Is it 280 crores, 320 crores, 300 crores or 250 crores?
300 CR.
And that's the correct answer. So Mumbai Mavericks are rocking. All set.
Okay.
And with that we come to the end of first round for the teams.
Okay. So with that we come to the end of first round, round one. So meanwhile, Radhika, sums up, the total points, for all the teams. A question to the audience: which team do you think will win? No, I don't hear very. Which team will win? I hear Pune, I hear Mumbai. What do you think about Team Kundul? Cheers for Team Kundul. Okay, so I'm sure sure, people sitting at the branches and the zone are surely wishing good luck to Team Kundul here, right? Okay.
So people watching us on YouTube can also write in the comments if they want to wish their teams all the best. If they want to answer the questions, you can keep writing in the comments and we'll read out some of the comments.
Okay, so are we done with it? Are we done? Yes. Okay, so we are done with the total points and the total points are on the screen.
0-0.
So after round 1, we have Mumbai Mavericks with 40 points. Royal Professionals with 20 and both are Pune teams yet to score.
Don't worry teams, you'll get many more chances to score. There are 2 more rounds to go before we move to the final round. So you still have chances to cover up and move ahead in the leaderboard.
Right. So teams, are we ready for round 2 now?
Yes.
Okay, so Suhas, over to you for round 2.
So the second round began even before the teams came here and took their places. When they reached here in morning, after a brief introduction and meeting and greeting with you all, we had given them a case study which was prepared by the policy team. And they were asked to go through the case, prepare their points, understand the nitty-gritties of the case, and be prepared to answer question on the case. So I would request Radhika to share. Each team will get 1 question. I'll just read out the rules for this particular round. So you will all get 1 question. There'll be multiple options for every question, and there can be more than 1 correct answer. So it's not limited to 1 correct answer, but you can choose up to maximum 3 options. It's not like you take all 5. So maximum 3 options you can select. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3. Whatever you think applies to that particular question is what you need to select. You all have gone through the case, you all have made your notes, you know what the case is all about. Just think from that perspective and answer the questions. Pick up the options which you think are relevant for that particular question. Alright, now I'll ask Radhika to share the questions with you. You will get 3 minutes to answer your questions and return the chits back to us. Please write your names on the chits while you are giving it back to us. Alright, once all the team gets it, please do not start reading the question right now. Please wait for a few seconds till other teams get. And you have 3 minutes to answer the question and your time starts now. While the teams are going through the questions and preparing their answers, I'll tell you a brief about what this case was all about. So the case is about an applicant who's residing in Morbi, who's 28 years old and runs a kirana shop with his brother. Most of his income is in cash and they're purchasing a property for 30 lakh rupees in a resale transaction. The mother and father of the applicant are the co-applicants in the case, and there are total 8 members in the family. This was the details given by the business team. Then the portfolio team went for a PD and collected further details. They collected details about the applicant's monthly sales, average profit, details about the current residence, which is a rented residence currently, the stability of the residence, and other all important details about family members was collected during the PD, which is shared with the teams in the document given to them. The legal and technical for the property that the applicant wants to purchase is positive, and hence that aspect is cleared and all the documents are in place. So based on that, the teams had to understand and evaluate the questions given to them. Can we have a look at the questions, please, while the teams are marking their answers? So these are the questions that are given to various teams. I don't know which team has got which question. Right now, we don't know. So the questions have been very thoughtfully designed by the team, keeping in mind various aspects that a portfolio manager and a salesperson needs to keep in mind while evaluating any case. They need to consider various aspects related to collateral, do all the due diligence, and let's go on to the next question. Since this is a resale transaction, are there any additional due diligence that the person needs to do? So the team who's got this question needs to think from that perspective. While the next question is about the income considered for eligibility, we know that the person runs a kirana shop and majorly the income is in cash and through UPI transaction. Keeping that fact in mind, they need to answer the question that what is the additional due diligence that is required in this case. So the reason behind these questions is a mortgage mastermind is someone who has thorough knowledge of all the areas of mortgage and would think in a very holistic perspective.
Okay, Suhas, just a moment, I just got a few from team. We have 20 more seconds, team, so are we done?
Yes.
Okay, all our teams are done?
And the last question was about the risks that were not considered while evaluating the case. Like I told you, we've given the team the details about what the credit manager have or the portfolio manager observed. So the team's ready with your answers? Yes. Please hand over your chits to Gaurav.
Excuse me,
Hope you've written your names on the chits, otherwise you will miss out on the points because we'll not know whose paper was that. So was it difficult to answer or easy to answer?
Yes, easy.
All right, so the teams find it easy. Let's see, after some time we'll come to know who all have got it correct. So now that we have the answers, let me tell you all of the questions had 3 correct answers. So if you marked all 3 options correctly, you'll get 5 points for every right answer that you've given. If you mark 2 correct and 1 incorrect, you still get 10 points. There's no negative marking. If you marked only 1 and you haven't marked other, you still get 5 points. So we are giving you enough opportunities to earn a lot of points in this round as well. So Gaurav, all set?
Yes. So Radhika, I guess while Radhika is taking some time in figuring out, which team has, answered all questions correctly, I'll move on to our lovely audience and, why don't we ask them certain questions here? Okay, so I have a question for all the audience here. So the question is that recently the rupee fell to its lowest value against the dollar, right? And I'm not taking any answers coming abruptly. Only raises of hands are being accepted. Okay, so please raise your hands if you know the value. Okay, so I saw Vikas first. 77. Okay. Decimals, in decimals is best. Okay.
7.49 or 47.
Okay, it was very close, so I'll give it up to 77.5 is the exact figure, but definitely. A big round of applause, please. Right. And some big changes coming up in terms of the repo rate as well. Priyanka has answered some questions, so I will give others the opportunity. Correct. That is the correct answer. So I believe Radhika will take some more time. So we'll move on to one more question, right? So India has recently got its 100th unicorn. What is the company's name? India's 100th century. India completed a century in terms of unicorn startups. Which is the first 100th unicorn company of India? Sure. Sorry? No. Any more guesses? Sorry? No, it is not Commerce IQ. Okay, so the company is called Neobank Open. It is India's 100th, unicorn. Right, and one, question very close to our heart related to ICICI. Right, and we're talking about ICICI, not just ICICI Bank alone. We're talking about ICICI. In which year was ICICI formed? Okay, so very close. 55 is the correct answer. Right, so we'll give a round of applause to. Right, so in the year 1955, ICICI was formed as a initiative by the World Bank, the Government of India, and representatives from the Indian industry. Right. Okay, so we move on to our scores. Radhika, do we have the scores? Okay. So the scorings have been done. Any moment we'll have the scores on the screen. So all eyes on the screen.
And the tension is building up because we don't know. And I think that's why Radhika is taking so much time to create that excitement, because she knows we all are waiting. I guess we'll have to wait for some more time. And the scores are here. So Mumbai Mavericks must have given 2 correct answers. They've scored 10 points. Royal Professionals have got 5. Pune Warriors on 10. And Puneri Yoddhas. So both Pune teams have opened their account now. And we still have the Mumbai Mavericks leading. But the next round, which is my favorite round in any quiz, this can change the game. It can completely change the scoreboard. It can make it look really different. The next round is our buzzer round. You can see the buzzers kept on their desk. And the questions that we'll be asking are not very difficult questions. They are usually like some of the questions which you would say fall under the basic category. But the reason of this round is we believe that a mortgage professional needs to be very agile, needs to have presence of mind, needs to be very alert. And that's the essence of this round. You'll be able to answer and conquer this round and give maximum correct answers only when you're completely present, you're giving your 100%, you're agile, you know the answer, but if you're not able to press the buzzer in time, your chance is gone. So that is really important in this round. All the best teams you have, we'll be asking 10 questions, so you have enough chance to score. For every correct answer, you get 20 points. But since this is a buzzer round, for every incorrect answer, you get a -5. So you have to be careful while answering. And in case you do not answer after pressing the buzzer for 10 seconds, you take more than 10 seconds to answer, you get -5. Because in that case, you are taking another team's chance by pressing the buzzer and not answering. So once again, I'll reiterate the rules. You get 20 points for correct answer after pressing the buzzer. You cannot take more than 10 seconds to answer a question. And in case of incorrect answer or taking more than 10 seconds, you get a -5. Teams ready? Hands on buzzer? All set?
Yes.
Yes, Manan. Sorry, Shubham.
If a team gives wrong answer, the other team just get the chance or not?
No, the other teams will not get a chance to answer. The audience definitely gets a chance to answer and win some more chocolates. So, Gaurav, shall we start?
Yes.
Teams ready?
Before we begin, Suhas, have we told them about how critical this round is?
Please.
Right. So, as told by Suhas earlier, I'll like to reiterate that this is an elimination round. Right. This is round 3, the elimination round. For the final round, we'll have only 2 teams which will be qualifying and battling out to be the mortgage mastermind. Right. So please be very alert. Right. Because and may the best team.
Just look at the trophies once. I'm sure they'll really motivate you to do well in this round. How beautiful and gorgeous the trophies are looking. So I'm sure you would all want to take that with you. So give it your best. Let's start with the first question. Timers ready? Teams ready with their hands on buzzers? Yes. Audience ready? Let's start. So the first question is, how many principals do we have at ICICI HFC?
6.
6.
Who was the first team to press the buzzer? I would request Parvez and Radhika to please monitor because I cannot see from here. And Shilpa. So please do not answer before pressing the buzzer. Which was a team which Yes, in case you answer without pressing the buzzer, there's again -5. So, I think we need a third umpire here to tell us. Mumbai Mavericks. So Mumbai Mavericks was the first team to press the buzzer. And yes, the correct answer is 6 principles. So teams, be careful while pressing the buzzers.
Sir, just wanted to check the buzzer once.
Okay, please do that.
If we can just press the buzzer once, we'll just check if it's working. Okay, so the buzzer probably needs some. That's why they didn't press. Okay, so perhaps the buzzer was pressed.
Okay.
By team B.
And that's why the Mumbai Mavericks, the light was flashing and I could see the light flashing from here. Thank you team for the arrangement, makes it easier for us. Alright, with that we move on to next question. Teams ready? How many valued behaviors do we have at ICICI HFC? Time is ticking. No teams ready to answer this? Fear of -5? Try it, you might win, get 20 points. Valued behaviors at ICICI. We keep hearing about values behaviors at various times.
Okay, so I believe the time is up.
Yes, the time is up. No one is in the team here is able to answer the question. Anyone from the audience who can answer this question? Apart from Priyanka. No, Priyanka. Yes, the correct answer is 14. All right, with that we move on to the next question. Teams ready? This will be an easy one for you. Which act is used to deal with customers bouncing their EMI? Yes, Pune Warriors.
Yeah, it's NIA Act 138.
Can you say the full name?
Yeah.
Can you say the full name?
It's Negotiable Instrument Act.
And that's correct. So the team gets 20 points. That's why I said I like this round because it can completely change the leaderboard. Moving on to our next question. Symbolic possession activity under Surface I Act falls under which section of the Act?
13 subsection 4.
That's correct. Very quick answer by Mumbai Mavericks. They're very quick. Okay. So Puneri Yodhas also want to check if the buzzer is working fine. So the competition is getting tough. Okay, the next question is a tricky one. Listen to it very carefully. What is the validity period of the date from the date of issuance of a 100 rupee stamp paper in Madhya Pradesh? Pune Warriors.
So it is 6 months.
Okay, anyone from audience who would like to answer this? Parvinder, yes. Only in 2 states the validity is for 6 months, that is Maharashtra and Gujarat. Rest all states the validity of stamp paper from the date of issuance is perpetual. A -5 for Pune Warriors, unfortunately. But that's okay, you need to take chances. Alright, so here we are with the next question, a very easy question. So keep your hands on buzzers, let's see who's the quickest one. What is the full form of VNB? And Puneri Yodhas. Time is ticking. Time up. You couldn't answer the question within 10 seconds. And I see Sarika's hand going up. Sorry, you'll get a -5 because you couldn't answer in 10 seconds. Yes, Sarika. The correct answer is value of new business, rightly answered by Sarika. Big round of applause for Sarika.
Oh, sorry.
Preeti, please give the discount to them of being under pressure and hence not being able to answer. All right, moving on to the next question. We are already at question 7 and it is getting very intense. What is the full form of SPLB? Now the teams are very cautious. Puneri Yodhas again.
Sales performance link bonus.
Absolutely correct. This time they ensure that they do not miss out. So plus 20 for Puneri Yodhas for answering that correctly. Let's move on to the next question. What is the full form of SURF-SI? Mumbai Mavericks.
Securitization, asset reconstruction, and Financial Enforcement Security Act 2002.
That's a little incorrect, so we'll not be able to give that to you. We are close, but still not correct. Anyone here would like to answer that? Give us the correct full form of SURF-SI. Yeah, Tarun's hand going up. Okay. So we know where the questions are coming from. The correct answer is Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Asset and Enforcement of Security Interest Act. So your placement of asset was a little incorrect, so we couldn't give it to you. All right, team. The next question. In EGDFP, what does P stands for?
It's portfolio.
Give me the correct answer. You have 2 seconds.
EGFP, no?
EGDFP, what does P stands for?
Portfolio asset.
And that's incorrect because that's half of the answer, so we cannot give it to you. I can see hands going up. Now I want people from this side to answer. No hands going up from this side. I'm sure all chocolates going to HR team. Anyone, just give it a try. The correct answer is portfolio management and not just portfolio. So the P in EGDFP stands for portfolio management. All right, now the last question. It's the question about something related to our internal processes and things. Let's see who's able to answer this question. Who is the current secretary of our POSH committee? Okay, I can see people in the audience wondering. No teams ready to answer this question? And the time is up. No team is ready to give the answer and lose 5 points here. Anyone from the audience would like to answer, apart from people from HR team? Who's the secretary of POSH committee? That's strange that I'm not getting any answers from the audience. Is that so difficult one? I was thinking the questions are really easy. Okay, so the correct answer is Ms. Pushpa Singh Son from HCM team. She is the secretary of POSH committee at ICICI HFC. So with that, we come to end of our buzzer round. I hope you all also enjoyed as much as I did and the teams did. And with that we move on to the next thing. We have Pooja with us here, who would be speaking to you all. So invite Pooja.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. What an exciting day it is. I see a lot of people here with full enthusiasm. Let's make some noise. I think a lot of noise is required in this room. What say? So who's the winning team? Can we hear from them? Whoever team shouts the most, okay, will get additional 5 points. Can we do that? Come on, let's hear. I will say 1, 2, 3, then whichever team makes the most noise, and maybe audience can decide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. -5 to all 4. What? Nobody shouted.
अत्याचार इसको बोलते हैं अत्याचार
-5 to all 4. Should we do it again? Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Pune Warrior.
My God. लंच नहीं किया गौरव क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर
I believe probably everyone is in deep anxiety, wondering what does leaderboard would look like. Tension का माहौल है.
आवाज जोर से आ जाएगी.
So let's go with -5 से नहीं होगा. Incentivize अच्छा नहीं किया. Okay. So anyways, congratulations to all the finalists. I hope your energy level moves up and, may the best one win. And I hope the best one has a lot of energy and they make a lot of noise here. Right? So, I was just reading a quote today that what we learn with pleasure, we always remember. And I thought that it very well fits with what we are doing today. Because the objective of, today's day is that we have a lot of fun and at the same time we learn as well, right? So I hope, you all are learning as well as, enjoying here. And if that is the, objective, it is fulfilled, I think the outcome has been achieved, right? In fact, since the time I'm here, I see that learning is one of the key focus areas in this organization. You would hear about Saksham, your journey towards excellence, being talked about each and everyone in this organization, right? And I think that a lot of efforts and energy spent there because we believe that, learning is not a one-time activity. It is part and parcel of our life. In fact, when you are part of this organization, it gets carried with you everywhere. Right? And at times, we are trying to begin this learning, or engagement with organization even before, people join us physically, we start engaging with them. And I think that, that is what makes us, a little different from anyone else because our focus on learning is to make each one of us better professionals. And if that helps in better performance, that's a good byproduct to have, right? And for that, a lot of interventions are done time and again for different roles. And the interventions that we do not only focuses on, your current role in terms of that how can we make, make people perform better or get the desired outcomes in terms of performance, but also that how these learning interventions helps you shape up as better professionals, how it can help you in future, if not today, in terms of, whatever we do in our lives in future, these learning interventions somewhere help us to grow as individuals and as professionals. For that, interventions are done in a virtual way. We have started again the classroom classroom programs, and we have a big repository of knowledge which is on Zing Learn. I hope you all are aware about that. That we have an online platform where a lot of learning information as a repository is kept, which is not only for the function that we belong to, which will not only help us in doing our job better today, but it focuses a lot on self-development. And it requires a lot of effort from each one of us to go on that platform and see that what kind of programs are kept there. You'll realize that these are small programs which doesn't take too much of time, but gives you a lot of information in terms of, whether it is on personality development, whether it is for interviewing skills. A lot of us interview here, right? But I'm sure, not many of us or most of us will not be professionally qualified for interviews, right? And it is a skill. It either comes with experience, or if you want to shorten that experience, then you need to learn about it. Such programs are curated and kept on, the online platform. Do go through these programs because these, when you will go through it, you'll understand that how quick value it adds to us. How small it's like learning on the go. You get stuck somewhere, use that platform, right? And you will see that a lot of information is kept there, which is going to in turn help you, whether here or in future, right? So do focus on that and have fun here, right? And make some more noise. So all the best. Thank you so much.
Check. Thank you, Pooja, so much for your valuable words. Definitely, Zing Learn is such a wonderful platform, right? And as we were discussing, and as we have discussed, in this particular session about knowledge being so crucial, learning and training being very key elements of ICICI HFC as an organization. Zing Learn, happens to be a platform which is open for all, and I'll again repeat what I said sometime earlier. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. With that, let us move on to another video from one of our senior, personnel at the organization. We'll have Pawan sir, sharing his views on learning and development at ICICI HFC. Can we have the video on, please?
Good morning, everyone. At ICICI HFC, we encourage and acknowledge a learning-based engagement culture. A knowledge workforce stays the business productivity and efficiency. We are operating in a very dynamic business environment where things are becoming very dynamic, whether it is customer preferences impacting the demand. For example, in last couple of years we have seen affordable business growing at much faster pace than medium and high-end home loan business. Primarily because of government interventions in form of PMAY and CLSS. Whether it is technology, which is making entire lending process undergoing at a very big change. Some of the important processes which have come and make life easy in lending process are whether it is eKYC, e-sign-in, digital application, e-NACH. So it becomes much more important for us to be informed about it, to learn the new technology, to learn the new preferences which customers are adopting. Many a times we restrict learning to a classroom kind of training, but I think learning is much more wider, whether we meet external stakeholders, which is our DMA, whether it is referral partners and other channel partners, or we meet our other HFC and BFC team members. We learn when we engage with them so many things about external market or what is happening in and around our environment. Similarly, only learning is not important, but application becomes much more important than that. And when we share that learning, then our skills, knowledge further goes up. So it is very important. We should keep learning, we should apply that learning, and then we should share with our colleagues at a large. As we speak, today interest rates has become a much more hot topic. For example, couple of banks, couple of HFCs has already increased the rate of interest. Now, when we engage with the customer, he will always touch upon that point, which we are seeing in last couple of days, why interest rates are going up. So interest rates are going up because of inflation is going up, interest rates are going up because the easy liquidity which was available because of COVID and other scenarios, RBI is intervening, interest rates are going up because of Russia-Ukraine war, which is pushing pressure on commodity and etc. Fed is taking steps because of which bond yields are getting impacted. So as a knowledgeable business guy, we need to be aware about that so that when we engage with the customer, we are able to engage with a impression that customer understands because we are representing the organization. So therefore, today learning is not only restricted to product and policy, it covers a very wider field covering what is happening in external environment and how it is impacting our day-to-day business. Saksham as an organization initiative provides and promotes learning framework for all employees. Now, scores will be given for learning activities including timely completion of modules and assessments on Zing Learn, percentage achievement in assessments and attending training programs. So it is not only limited to only passing the exam. Much more importance is timely completion. Much more importance is how much you contribute towards the content. For that you will get the additional points, and scores will be published on quarterly basis. Now everyone is expected to reach the benchmark score for their role. At the end of the year, top scorers will be recognized and will be given the opportunity to use these scores for their self-development. So through Saksham Score, basically the objective is to make this process much more structured, although we started the initiative early. Now Saksham Score is applicable, as I said, for each and every person in the organization. It is not only limited to, say, branch team or enabling team, across all employee segments, and therefore let us embrace learning in true spirit and earn as many points as possible in Saksham Score. Happy learning, guys. Good morning, everyone. At ICICI HFC, we encourage.
Thank you, Pawan sir, for such wonderful words. I'm sure you're watching your teams perform, right? So one very important aspect which Pawan sir touched upon was sharing of knowledge. Something that we are emphasizing on, and we are hitting the baton on. That knowledge will grow when we share it. It becomes all the more powerful if we help our team members perform. We are like flowers in the garden, as once a wise man once said. We are all flowers in the garden and we don't compete, we just bloom, right? And as flowers, we'll all grow together because this is our ICICI HFC, right? And definitely be stressed on not just classroom training, be stressed on the power of peer learning as well, and more importantly, the application of knowledge, right? Knowledge stored in our minds will not help us until and unless we apply it, right? With that, we will now move on to the results, and we are done with round 3, or are we? Right, so the quest to the grand finale has got all the more interesting as we have a tie, right? And before we announce which 2 teams will be battling it out for the grand finale, I'd like to take the name of the team which has qualified for the grand finale.
Any guesses which team it is?
As correctly guessed by the audience, it is Mumbai Mavericks who have qualified for the grand finale.
Now let's hear the name of the team who could not qualify. But team, please do not get disheartened. It was no easy feat reaching till this point. You are the top 4 among 120 teams who started with us on this journey of Mortgage Mastermind. So a big round of applause for the team which is not moving to next round, which is Pune Warriors.
A big round of applause for Pune Warriors, for coming up to the finale of Mortgage Masterminds. Making it up till here is an achievement in itself, right? And team, I'll request you to please join the audience. With one team qualified, one team which has joined the audience, all of us are quite aware now which 2 teams will be battling it out for the grand finale. Puneri Yodhas and Royal Professionals will be battling out for a space in the grand finale. Over to you, Suhas.
So to break the tie between these 2 teams who have done really well to reach this level, I'll be asking one question. Again, you need to press the buzzer. The team which answers correctly moves to the next round. No negative marking. If you answer correctly, you move to the next round. Okay, they want to check the buzzer once. Other team also, you also check the buzzer. Let's be very sure the buzzers are working fine. Okay, so the buzzers are working fine. My question is, what is the full form of ENACH? Puneri Yodhas. You have 10 seconds only. That rules remain same. Sorry, you couldn't answer. The other team, would you like to take a guess? Would you like to answer the question? Full form of ENACH. It seems both the teams...
National automatic clearing system.
Sorry. No, that's partially... Yes, that's partially incorrect and we cannot allow that. So the full form is Electronic National Automated Clearing House. All right, there's one more question. Let's see if the teams can answer that. In which city did we open our latest branch?
Hyderabad.
That's... Okay, so a quiz master here has disqualified the question itself. He says you cannot ask this question because we are yet to announce officially the opening of few branches. Okay, so teams ready? The next question is, what is the process or activity that we do proactively to reduce bounce? Puneri Yodhas? Yes.
We do in-house before delivery.
And that's incorrect.
Calling to customer.
We do pre-delinquency management. So, Grishma, shall we allow the other team to move? Because they... Okay.
I think, sir.
कर दो हमको एक अगर वो माइनस
Okay, so what we will do is, the rule for this tiebreaker round, the only option that we have is In case, if you choose to press the buzzer and you don't answer, there will be negative marking. Yeah? This is the most easiest question, which we thought we should give. This is the concept which you all have been teaching every person who joins new in this organization. Hear me out. What is the full form of EGDFP? We teach members who join our organization. We have been talking about EGDFP. What is the full form of that? Okay. Okay, let's make it even more simpler. The first person who presses the buzzer gets it. What is the full form of E? In EGDFP, E. Okay. Let me make it even more simpler. The G. No? Okay, what is D?
You need to press the buzzer to answer.
Okay, as I said, there will be negative marking. So the correct answer is demand. So the team disqualifies. Yes. Okay, so we are left with two final teams, Puneri Yodhas and Mumbai Mavericks.
Okay, so team. Making it top 3 and say very great achievement. Another big round of applause. So now we're left with two teams who will be battling it out for the grand finale of Mortgage Masterminds. Do we need to shift them or are we okay with them?
I have a question.
Okay, I have asked enough questions and you made my life really difficult with the tiebreaker. So now I'm not asking any more questions. Then how do we do the next round? We'll have to do something if I'm not asking questions. How do we do the round?
So one of the team members has a question.
So my question is the points earned till now will get accumulated or nothing like it?
Right. So Suhas, the question is, does the points earned get accumulated or do we begin afresh? Will round 4 be taken individual? Okay.
So the final round will be independent of all the previous rounds, because in this round we are not asking questions. We don't even know what the questions are. We have not seen what the questions are. The questions will be asked directly by the heads. They have prepared their own questions and they'll be asking questions to you. We'll not even decide who will ask which question and who gets to answer which question. We'll ask you to pick up chits. There'll be name of one person written in the chit. That person will ask you a question. So let's make it very tough now. I've asked enough questions and it becomes very predictable when I'm asking questions. So we'll have Aditi Ganguly asking us questions, and Pooja on behalf of Preeti will be asking questions. We also...
इसमें टाइम रिस्ट्रिक्शन है गौरव साहब is there any time restriction for the answer ले लो भाई हम खोल के देख सकते हैं
Aditi ma'am.
Preeti ma'am. Preeti ma'am. Preeti ma'am.
Both the teams, whoever presses.
Preeti madam.
It's a very easy question.
Excuse me, is there a negative marking on this question?
There'll be no negative marking.
Let me know when I can ask.
Yes.
So listen to the question carefully. One is an easy question, but it comes in two parts. The first question is, what is the ICICI HFC call center number? No options. Okay, I'll give them some, I'll ask the second question despite the fact that you couldn't answer the first part.
They still have 7 seconds actually.
Can all customers get service by calling the call center, or is there a specific requirement? This is more like, which kind of customers can avail services by calling on the call center?
The ICICI HFC customers.
Obvious, but I want to
elaborate.
कोणती कस्टमर सर्विस नाही होत है ना कोणती नाही होत
All customers of the company?
Sorry?
All customers of the company.
How do you understand he's a customer? How do you know he's a customer? I'm giving a
If
hint.
they have the loan account with us or any product which we offer.
I know Vikrant's loan account number. I can call and say that I'm Vikrant Gandhi. Let's assume that I can fake his
They
voice.
must be customer of our company, like they have some loan account or the FD or the GL accounts with us.
So this is call center. Please understand. I'm not able to see the customer.
So if I want to make a complaint, I should have some account ID or some number with me, right?
No. I think I should know more chances.
Yes, I think they've already exceeded the time limit as well, and you've given them enough hints.
Who here knows the call center number? And he represents the branch, and the very fact that he knows it, it's excellent. I think he should be given one of your chocolates, please. 2 chocolates, actually. Do you know the answer of the second question also? So, how does a call center, which customer can they service? How will they know that this is my customer? Okay, so the call has to be from the customer's registered mobile number, right?
So we move on to the next question.
Okay, so I'm asking this question on behalf of Preeti. So this question again has 2 parts. Which channel's contribution doubled in Q4 of FY22 and by how much? So which channel's contribution doubled in Q4 of FY22 and by how much?
So, first question's answer is it's RP channel. RP channel.
No.
Time's up.
Any takers here? No. Okay, so let me only answer it. It is direct channel, which grew from 6% to 13%. 6% was in Q4 FY21, which moved to 13% in Q4 FY22. Do I need to ask another question? Yes. Okay, so I have one more.
This is for me.
Excuse me, is this question asked to both the teams? Okay.
It's a different question. It's a different question. First question had two parts.
First question is two parts. You have asked the second question. First question has two parts.
I get.
So the third umpire has to say what we need to do now.
Okay. Thank you, Aditi and Preeti, for coming up with questions. But unfortunately, both the teams could not answer. While we said it is going to be an independent round, but we cannot have teams not opening an account. So what we have decided is the sum during this quiz so far. Whoever gets the highest will be the winners. So can we please have the scores? Any guesses? May I request Vikrant to please, no, this time I'll request Satish to please give away the awards to the team because, Vikrant, of course, yes. He's planning to take you all for treat separately, so we thought, okay, let Satish give away the treat. May I request Vikrant to please give away certificates to the participants?
Check. Okay, so we'll be beginning with the distribution of certificates. We'll be beginning with Pune Warriors, and the first person, the first participant is Jasdeep Chawla. Next, I'll invite Mr. Hemchandra Sabu. Mr. Sushant Namjoshi. Mr. Nitin Azbe. Will now felicitate Royal Professionals. Beginning with Anil. Mr. Ravi. Mr. Sivaramu. Mr. Ramakrishna. We'll now move on to Puneri Yodhas, our first runner-ups. First off, Malhari Rawat. Mr. Ishwar Bhavsar. Mr. Pankaj. And the captain, Mr. Nitin Munde. With big round of applause, we'll now be moving on to the winners of the grand finale for Mortgage Masterminds Mumbai Mavericks. First, Miss Nitisha. least, Miss Abhiruchi. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for felicitating our participants and our winners. Over to you, Krishna.
Many congratulations. It was wonderful participation from each one of you. Yes, so I think if you have to sum up the entire learning that we had, and after hearing from Ashish and each one of our leaders, development is the only term that comes to our mind. Development is a continuous journey. It never stops. And until we species exist, development will continue. And I'm sure learning is part of our development as well. So I hope that Learning Fest doesn't stop here. It continues when we go back as well. So as we see this, the whole concept started with how do we make learning as fun, right? So that's how the whole concept was, I would say, thought by Suhas. That's how this whole thing started. So this outcome that you see, finally, there is a lot of pre-work that has gone. I personally thank the entire policy team, Gagan, Rohit, and Aman. I'm sure we have troubled them so much for coming up with the entire questionnaire that you all have seen. They have played a very significant role, and of course, the product, legal, and all other team members have given their contribution as well. And may I request the entire crew members to please come forward who has put the whole episode together. Suhas, Radhika, Parvez, Gaurav, and Mr. Sangle, who the entire event cannot be complete without him. Thank you, team. Thank you and have a great evening.
Can we have one team photo, please? Yes, we'll come front if required. One team photo with all the participants.
Actually, I called him at 5